This is Justin Amazon on Wednesday, May 17th, 2018, with the pre-market pulling back a little bit. It's actually below the low here. Looks like we could be retesting the breakout point from yesterday's candle, from the previous day's highs in here. Well, not the day's high, but the pivot in here could be coming back and retesting this old resistance as new support that we saw yesterday. So looked like pre-market could have been moving up, so this looks like a little bit more resistance. We'll see if there's any bouncing in here, see if we channel in this a little bit more. We are kind of below the midpoint of it, the halfway up in here. So we'll see if we stay below this pivot and come all the way back down to 1578 and then bounce, or if we break down. But that's our framework, is that we have this bigger breakout and a retest and a retest, and now it's okay, we're going to retest back down here possibly. So get into the day and see what happens. Immediately getting bought up. So the pre-market to the open actually put in a tweezer bottom. The volume is pretty low. It's right back above, slightly above this level. So this is a key level to watch to see if it'll hold or if it will just roll back down. So not too far of a gap down, a gap inside of yesterday's range, and we'll just see kind of what happens here. Okay, an indecision candle right below like the midpoint of this. Same area as these candles again. So this is just a key area to watch all through here to see what's going to happen. Now what's interesting is if we were to break higher, it's maybe 1.5 to 1 up to here. Be really cool if it came up and held this resistance, or held this resistance, rolled back down, or if it broke up past that and then retested it and made like a higher high in the day. Or if it breaks down, if it takes out these lows, then look for it to come down here to the support. If it's going to bounce, great. If it takes out this support, but a great indecision candle right here, pretty close to the middle, in play with yesterday's candle. So we're going to look for some movement, some direction on a close on the candle. Another somewhat indecision, slightly higher high and higher low. All right, here's another smaller candle and just going sideways in the same range. Now here's a larger indecision candle with actually a higher, or with a bullish candle on that, but about 20 minutes of just going sideways here, all in this same range of yesterday's pivot. And so we actually came down and got a little bit below the low on a couple of these candles, but we still have closed above this low. You can even look back to, I guess, this candle here to really see where that started. And we're bouncing off of it, that same area here. So let's see what happens in the next candle if we have some movement. All right, we have an inside candle, a little bit smaller. This one is a bullish engulfing. This is an inside, and this is really going to build up some momentum. It's got to get going one way or the other. So you could set up a trade to get in bullish 1585.50 by 1581, something like that. So a few bucks, and take that up bullish up here. That's a little bit more than a 1-to-1, but not too much. And in the next candle, it starts to break out. So maybe you're triggered in with the move above this. If you're not, look for a pullback to this level and a stop here, and then you should be able to quickly move your stop and lock in some gains, because we want this to move. After this consolidation, this should really move in the direction of the break. We have a higher volume here, much higher volume here than this candle, but not huge bullish volume. So there's still some uncertainty about this. So it'd be nice to see a little bit of a pullback. There you go. Got it. So the low here is 1585.22, and the high here is 1585.32. So it came back in within 10 cents, or passed by 10 cents. So you're definitely triggered in if you had set up the trade on this candle or this candle, pulling back to this level. Stop down here at 1581. We'll pretty quickly move it up to here and then here, and keep trailing it up if it moves up. Okay, got a little bit more of a pullback. Again, into these wicks. This starts to look like a Morningstar reversal, but this is just breaking out in a retest, and I want to see it, hold, some of these lows in here and then bounce. And there's the bounce. So now you're trapping anybody who is shorting here and moving past that. So they're maybe stopped out if they had to stop here. And it looks like we're right back up to the closing price of yesterday. And so we'll see what happens here if we continue higher. We're in this bullish. After another candle, we'll move our stop up to this level and then to this level and be just a small amount below break even. Or if it keeps moving like this, let's make sure we have our target set up to exit something up here at this level and move a stop up right in here. Indecision, break. Okay, so another pause and then a breakout. So hopefully you locked in some gains here if you're trading this, and you could have some indecision right here, some just sideways movement, and could break out, retest just like this. So it may not be done, and goes up. There you go. So right now it is, the high is 1594.04, and yesterday's high was in the 1594 range also. So we're selling off at the same exact place we sold off yesterday. Totally makes sense to do that. So looks like it could pull back into this line. Maybe we bounce. Maybe we bounce better than yesterday, or it could break down. So look for anything like this where you have a bearish engulfing, and to take out this line if it's going to reverse in some sort of double top. If not, we should see it hold this line and rally. It's a pretty big move all the way from down here to up here, and it's the same move we had yesterday. So if anybody was riding this move, they're getting out here and letting it trade however it's going to trade. They made their gains on this yesterday, made their gains on this today, and then the bears came in and pushed it lower. So it's actually, if people are trading the same way they traded yesterday, then this is a good place to actually reverse. And that's a good candle to actually reverse on. We had a squeeze form and trigger, and it's only 5 candles in. So let's see what happens. All right, there you go. Came right back down. Nice holding that support right there. And we want to see this get bullish again. Continue or go sideways a little bit and then break bullish. If it breaks bearish, it's going to look like yesterday. Just because the same people are doing the same thing. Indecision, sideways. Okay. Oh. Okay. Got a little bit of sideways action. So about 20 minutes of just sideways way up here. And now the very next candle breaks down below. This candle broke down below and held that and then bounced a little bit more. This candle actually didn't hold. It actually pushed through. It's very similar to this one, just not as large. And it'd be similar to this one if it actually closed, on the line or above. But it, this one did, but the one we're over here looking at closed a little bit lower. So this is really the last place for anything to bounce because of the pre-market high there, right at this level, and having any of these being a new support that were resistance yesterday. That's the location we're at. So, oops, I'm sorry, I just scrolled. All right, nice indecision candle right there on the on our 1591 line, and another inside candle. This is building up some more momentum, just like it did down here. If it plays out like yesterday, it's going to break down. If it starts taking out these highs, getting above here, it looks like it's going to go higher. So 1593 by 1590, so $3 risk to go bullish or reverse it and do 1590 by 1593 bearish. And look for a target at the low of the day or some of these pivots, probably this pivot here, so 1583. So what was it, 90 down to 83, so that's a little more than 2R on the stock, and not triggered in bearish, not triggered in bullish, a little bit sideways, possibly triggered in here if you got in bearish when it threw this lower wick. If you're waiting for a close, then you're not in yet, and you want to see it break down and take out that low. Indecision, okay, took out the low. This is going bearish. A very quick double top, sort of a retest of that level. It's more just this consolidation here breaking down. And so hopefully you're in bearish here at 1589, somewhere in this 15, what is it, 1590? Yeah, almost down to 1589, but we definitely took out this low on that indecision candle. So we are below the highs in here from yesterday, so it makes sense if we come back up and retest 1590 and then roll over. But we're definitely bearish. Okay, there's the retest. Actually threw an upper wick right up into our old resistance and staying resistance. I mean, it overshot it. Now it came back down to it. This is a nice rest on this move. This could totally be an S curve. It could totally go. It needs to get way up here, 1592, to start moving bullish. Or if it's going to keep going bearish, 1589, get in bearish. So you got, again, $3 risk down to 15, probably down to 1583 again. And that would be 2R. So here we go. It starts. We actually had a gap. Look at that. Actually had a gap down and then broke down. And there's not too much support until you get down to this level. So it could chop around some, could move quick. Looks like it's chopping around. So you're right at break even right now in any of this. Nice consolidation here. 15 minutes, really small candles. Not like this, not like this. Really small candles. And it looks like it's breaking down bearish here. At this point, you can move your stop right here. 15, maybe about 1590. And you could almost have $1 risk on this. That would be crazy. But I mean, if it's moving slowly like this, that's the time to take that aggressive trade for something that's showing bearishness. And gonna squeeze forming. We'll see if it continues lower, but it should. So we'd be looking for getting in on options here, going bearish, and a stop anywhere in here, up here, or something. And there we go. Start to break down. Oh wow, much quicker breakdown. And this came right into 1583. So hopefully you locked in some gains there on that move. I mean, if you got in here bearish, wow, that's a huge move down to this level. Take some profits. It's a little bit further below the day, and then it's a little bit further to our support here. So this is a really quick move. 30 minutes. Yep, 30 minutes of selling. Makes sense if we come back up a little bit. The squeeze did fire bearish. Oh, no, it's just going to keep on going. There you go. Through a lower wick. Almost, I mean, it's really some of this pre-market one. Well, I guess it's in between these two, but didn't quite get from as far down as the low of the day. It looks like it's bouncing. Hopefully you locked in something on this move, and then you're going to hold through the retest. I'm not sure what level. This was the last place we were looking at bullish with a stop was below this. So you could do a stop up above here. That would be forming an evening Morningstar reversal. Inside candle, sideways. Okay, so you were likely stopped out, but you locked in something, so you're trailed out. Yeah, I guess yesterday we got some support here. Maybe it's coming into that, and then it'll roll over. Yep, that's what's going on. All right, rolling over. Keep going. Oh, nice. Keeps going. Wow. Okay. Totally took out that support. We're way down here below. And we're into the previous day's levels. So took out yesterday's low of the day very aggressively. Would have been great if we actually got above yesterday's high and then just took out yesterday's low. This right here would be a bearish engulfing, but I mean, it's still bearish and it's still almost engulfing yesterday's candle. So way down here, it could keep moving, but this is moving so fast. I mean, 35 minutes here or 30 minutes here. No, wait, it was 35 minutes. A retest or an S curve to get in bearish again. Roll this down, 15 minutes. Very aggressive that it was an indecision, broke down, continued through a target, and you should be out or locking in something down here and moving your stop aggressively to trail the rest, because this with this size candle late in the day, it really could it could be done, or it could move even more, or it could bounce really hard. That's not really helpful. Sorry. Hopefully you're locking in some profit. At this point, I'd be looking to see if there's anything else in the market having some big move, and if it's starting to reverse, if it's continuing, what's going to happen. Sometimes with these moves, there's some sort of event, but just look at the chart. This is a place you want to be getting out, taking some profits. You're contending with some support in this area from yesterday's pre-market and the previous day's post-market. And it came down into that very quickly. It looked like it was going to hold the low of the day, here, and it bounced, and then here it's going to take it out and then even go further. So taking a look at the candles, we still have 2 hours left in the market. There you go. There's a nice bounce right into that old resistance. That is questionable if it's resistance. All right, there you go. It looks like it's rolling over. Okay, no, it doesn't. Some people were waiting for the retest, then got in bearish, and then it just stopped them out, or they're about to be stopped out here. But this looks like a very, very large Morningstar reversal-esque sort of candle set. You've got a inside candle, and then a breakout bullish. So this is definitely a bounce. This is, a really funny looking double bottom here. And so this could continue higher as if this level did hold and give you some bullishness into this trade. So still a little ways to go in the day. Retest. Okay, so it looks like we're going to chop around right in here. And now, similarly to yesterday's breakdown here, it looks like this is breaking bullish right here after throwing some wicks. You're entering back into the same zone where we had a lot of indecision earlier in the day. So it could just chop around being indecisive here. So just be conservative, and I would be conservative in my setup to say, okay, I'm going to get in here at the stop down here and look for an opportunity to bail if it's going to come back quickly again, like this move or this move. We're below some key levels here, so I want to be playing defensively. Looks like it's breaking out bullish, arrest, retest. Okay, that looks like an evening star reversal, a little more than a retest to this level. Taking out this pivot, this low. But this is still just kind of a really funky triangle shape here that is retesting. And with the bullish mindset, let's see what happens. So just chops around, pull back some more, and bounced again above this line like it did earlier today, and again here, and then touched it, and then has held it. Actually, I think it did touch a couple candles here. But anyway, this is something that looks like it's going to continue to bounce. There's a double bottom here with a neckline about right here. So that could be a trade bullish. There's some indecision on that candle. And that's the end of the day. Okay, so I didn't realize the end of the day was coming so quickly. Looks like the big move in the day was going bearish way up here. If you could have done that based on previous days sell-off there. Look at the daily. This is an S curve. This could be beginning of another S curve and then bullish, or it could just need some sideways indecision and then decide to bounce or break down. So really nice small candle here with some the open and the close really close to each other, so it's almost a spinning top, similar to this one. So we'll see if this one provides any support to go bearish even more, or bullish even more, continue higher. And oops, I need to switch back here. Now, if we look at this breakout and getting in bullish around probably the close of this candle, or maybe the open in this one, something like that, somewhere in the open and close range on this candle at 910. So let's go look at calls. Here's a 1590 call at 910. You're getting in somewhere in this range. So you could actually get in at, buy at like 6 and a stop down at 5 or 450, something like that. And so looks like it bounced and rallied higher. That would have been a nice 2R or a little bit more than that. And then if we come back in here and look at some of this reversal here and get in bearish, let's say we wait a little while. So we're going to wait till it comes down here, then retest. And so we get in maybe this candle and then it retests, or we wait for this candle. That gaps down, that's another indication, retest to here. So maybe we're getting in this candle. So let's say we got in at the closing price at 11 o'clock with the put. So 11 o'clock on this put puts us right in here. This is the 1575 put. So this price is about $2.50 and a stop down at $2. You could get 2 contracts to do this. A nice rally here, lock in something, wait for this to pull back. You're still very profitable on this, and then just hold on for the ride as it does this move. And unlikely to exit at the high here, but maybe you got it at 8, maybe at 750. But from 250 to 750 is $5. If you had 2 contracts and you're still in both of them, yeah, you made some nice dough on that kind of a move, and that's what we want to look for. So it was unexpected to have this move. Probably locked in something on this move here into the indecision candles on the day, and so just continue to look at the candles and form a plan for what you'll do when you see certain patterns arise. This was the other location at 11:30 here. It's 11:30, breaking down, so going bearish there at 11:30. That was, yeah, that was right here. So, I mean, even doing that, yeah, 250 could have still worked here, and then the next candle it got going. So, the next few candles. So, not too much else to look at bullish. It would have been really hard to buy right here. Maybe you bought a retest or another retest and we're looking for a grind higher. It would have just been these candles. So let's say you bought on a retest here at 135 and got out somewhere in here to early 2 o'clock. So if we go back to the put and we take a look at 11:30, that was that, no, not 11:30. Roy. Sorry, we are over here looking at the call at 120. Call at 120 is here. Yeah, it just chopped around. You know, you may have trailed up your stop and then gotten stopped out in any of these candles, but it really just grinded, grinded a little higher until it didn't work. So grinded a little higher until it didn't work here, and then it just consolidated with a bit of a triangle here. And a bigger triangle here, like this, by here, right there. So take a look at the daily, and you have another triangle up here. It could be coming down like this, and it could be coming up like this. And the next day or two, we should see some movement on this. This is a lot of resting, just like we got a lot of resting down here. Then we gapped up. With these candles being bullish, we could gap below that and just be off to the races. So stay tuned, and we'll see what happens with Amazon. I am not sure I'm going to be able to do a video tomorrow, Friday, May 18th. Yeah, Friday. And I'm traveling. I'm not going to have access to the internet or be able to do the video on this device, possibly Sunday night. So I can circle back and try and do it then. If not, then look for the next one on Monday, May 21st. So in the meantime, this is Justin Amazon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.